Hi everyone and welcome back to SunBurst Tarot, where today I wanted to do a reading on Gypsy Rose Blanchard. As many people know, Gypsy recently was released from prison after she was found guilty of helping aid in the murder of her mother. I want to do a reading. What's coming up for her, as she has been all over TikTok getting more information, like expanding her brand and telling more about her life outside of prison with her husband and all the X-rated details that come with it. So without further ado, I wanted to get into this reading, see what's coming for Miss Gypsy Rose Blanchard. What's her future like, and will we be hearing more of her, or will she kind of be taking a step back and kind of living her life and figuring herself out? Okay. So, quick things. Remember, all information I'm going to be sharing here today is alleged and for entertainment purposes only. Everything is my opinion and not a fact, so please don't go leaving mean-spirited or negative comments about the people that we're talking about today on any social media platforms. So I do not encourage that. My intention here is to really just help audiences understand and kind of just bring a different lens to what's kind of coming up for Gypsy Rose. So, without further ado, let's just see how Gypsy is kind of doing right now. So, where she's at right now. So, she has the Page of Swords. So, we have plays mind games. Ooh, so there has been, I think, a few things on TikTok going around that have been sent to me. And this is kind of like the initial, like at the crux of everything. Kind of a manipulative type of energy. Saying one thing, doing another. Trying to keep ahead of the game, not try to get caught in things. Being sarcastic, cynical, not speaking your truth, but like just speaking in general, but not everything that you are saying and or hearing. So what I'm really feeling there is just, it seems like there's a lot going on with Miss Gypsy here when it comes to trying to say one thing, but not saying completely what is kind of going on. Almost like a misdirect when it comes to information, people, places, things, and such. Okay, so I'm just gonna make sure that that stays on screen there. Okay, so now we're going to do things that are influencing her. So the Two of Cups. So I know she's married. So when it comes to like where she is right now and like kind of saying, being kind of gossip, a little sarcastic, and not saying being kind of a little bit of a, what are we doing here? What are we doing there? So with the Two of Cups here, it definitely feels that the relationship that she might be in allegedly might not be the best for her. It's almost like, oh, you jumped into this relationship right away and kind of looking at your future, this isn't going to be healthy or a long-term relationship like you might think it is. Especially with the Two of Cups reversed, it's like an unhealthy attachment. So definitely feeling that there's like maybe some codependency, caretaking, a lot of enabling of like things. So in this case, I would maybe think along the lines of like, oh, you want to go try this? Oh, sure, we can go do this, without kind of like looking at the consequences it might have. So I think there was one where she wanted to go travel to meet Taylor Swift, and it's like, well, you actually, oh yeah, it's like the person might be like, oh yeah, let's go do that, and it's like not thinking about it in the whole context of like, actually, no, we can't do that because you are currently unable to leave the state. So things like that. Okay. However, she has a lot of money, like looking at financial things going on around her. She's the Queen of Coins. She is able to, she won't be going broke anytime soon, is my feeling here. There's a lot of people that want to work with her, especially when it comes to like sponsors or like brands or products. It feels like instant influencer kind of vibes here when it comes to money. She has a lot of different ways that she's going to be able to make money or have money be given to her. I know that there has been maybe been some jokes. I'm like, OnlyFans. And I'm like, I don't see this as something outside the realm of the possibility being able to occur. Do I think it's going to be that? No, I think it's going to be a little bit more classier than that. So I could see her starting up her own YouTube channel. I think she's been on TikTok a lot. But I do see her getting more brand deals when it comes to being able to make money, or starting up her own businesses, or just being offered like a lot of opportunities to like be able to make money. I don't think she's got anything. I don't think she has to worry about it. I think she's able to find ways or opportunities to make money very, very easily. Okay. Her hopes and fears right now, the Eight of Swords. Ooh. So for her, I think there's a lot of self-doubt that she has kind of had to work through. There's a lot of things. And like what I'm really feeling is that there's a lot of people who have their opinions. There's a lot of people who think one way. There's a lot of people who think you. She's a lot of expectations being put on her from a really large group of people who could be classified as her peers. And I think for her, it's like a lot of self-doubt. It's like trying to figure herself out. What do you want to do? Trying to escape the negative attention that she's had in the past. And like trying to like release all of those burdens or expectations that have been put on her. And I think it's a huge, one, it's a daunting task, and two, it's something that I think she fears, because I don't know if she knows who she is underneath it all. Like who she is underneath the projections from others. So it's when you don't know who you are, but everyone's telling you who you are, you kind of feel safe and secure when other people are telling you who and what and how to do things. So, and then like when you kind of stop letting that noise come in, now you're just left with yourself and you don't know who you are, and that's terrifying. So that's what I think her hopes and fears are here when it comes to like just this next step here. Okay, unseen obstacles to overcome. Ooh, so personality clashes. So she's got a lot of fights coming between her and I think others online. Yeah, others online, or even just others in general. I think there's a lot of people who are there's a lot of criticism coming her way that she doesn't know. I also think that there might be some like internal conflict within like relationships with family members, or other people who are like in her really close inner circle. And I think there are individuals who are not happy with what she is doing, and they're making her known, or making that known to her. And I think she wants to fight back against it, because she's like, this is all I had. This is what I want. This is what I need. This is all I have. Don't make me get rid of my comfort, because I don't know who I am. I need someone to tell me, or something, or someone, or something to tell me what to do, how to do it, because I think that's all she's ever known. So like I feel like that's a big issue that's kind of coming up, or has come up, or it's like underneath the surface, but just hasn't been fully fleshed out. Okay. Emotions, logic, and outcome. Okay, so for her, I do feel if she keeps playing to what she's had in the past, I think she's going to struggle. She's going to really struggle with who she is and how she wants to do things. It's kind of just how I feel. It's like, so we have like emotional outcomes, we have logical outcomes, and we have the likely outcome. So for those who are, excuse me. So for her, if she's kind of sticks within her emotions and she thinks about things so emotionally, and she's not able to kind of get pulled out of like a reactive state, or pull herself out of just reacting to things, I do feel that there's going to be a lot of falling into maybe old patterns and finding new patterns that maybe aren't healthy. So there's a lot of different things. I think there's a lot of confusion. I feel like she's going to like kind of lose herself in other people, and she's not gonna like, it's gonna be really difficult for her to find herself, which I think she's so desperately wanting to do here. If she kind of just like says, emotions aren't my friends, I will not look at things super emotionally. I'm just going to look at this as like, I'm going to write down my steps, do this, that, or the other thing. I think she's going to be able to let go of a lot of these burdens, she's letting go of a lot of the expectations that have been placed on her from old family members, society, online strangers who always have an opinion, and such. So I think she would definitely be able to let go a lot of it, but it's super difficult because emotions are tied to almost everything that we do. And then the most likely outcome up here is we have a let go of control, having fun in summer, or pinnacle of success. So for her, I do feel when it comes to like being able to make money or have like a really comfortable lifestyle and like just live her own life, I do feel like that is kind of like her biggest thing coming out of it. I don't think she's going to be hurting for money. I don't think she's going to be hurting for resources. When it comes to looking at her and like who she is, I do feel like there's going to be a struggle for it, because I think it's overwhelming in everything, all the new things, all the old things, all the old patterns or new patterns. I also feeling here, there's a, and I'll pull for this separately, which I think I'm going to do right now, actually. It's like, I want to, so that's all I think I have for here. Yeah. I do want to see if there is a generational curse of some way, shape, or form. Because, okay, hear me out. Maybe I'm a little bit of a conspiracy theorist of some way, shape, or form. I think you're going to have a little bit of that to think outside the box on things sometimes. But when it comes to Gypsy, I do want to see with her, the Blanchard, Gypsy Rose Blanchard. So the Blanchard family. I do want to see if there's like a curse or if there's like a generational thing, like this has been passed down. Because I think I saw a TikTok about how going through like the family and how they moved for a doctor to kind of like keep continuing with like diagnoses, and like there's a whole issue with like the whole dang family is allegedly like just full of con artists, like Munchausen's their proxy. No, they're just all sociopaths, allegedly, conspiracy, whatever. I'm not diagnosing anyone. I'm not claiming anyone is anything. I'm just repeating what I heard online from a TikToker who I think was also speculating. So, again, alas. Let's just take a look. I do want to see, is there a generational curse here within at least the women's side of the Blanchard family? The full moon. Okay. Yeah, the completing a cycle. Two of Wands. Mapping out different things. The Page of Coins. We got to make goals. We got to set. So for this family, yeah. Okay, yeah. So for this family, I think on their side, there has been cycles of them being able to or having to always fight to survive. And how they've survived is by being able to make money. We have to make money. We have to set our goals. We have to set our plans. And like with the Wheel of Fortune here, it's like we've always been like bad luck, bad opportunities. So now we have to use our own inner strength. And if this has to be like we need to latch on to other people or beg. Yeah, and then we have the Hierophant here. We're committing to things. The King of Swords. The Waning Moon. Okay. Yeah, this does feel like some sort of it's a generational thing of some sort, where it's like one did it, now we gotta pass it down to the next, and we gotta pass it down to the next. Like it's not like it's like, oh, we're trying to pass down our secrets of how to like con people. It's no, I think this has all been a survival thing. It's like we've had to do this to survive, and we're just teaching the survival tricks that we know to our offspring so they can survive. Thrive and survive are two different things, but these are like survival skills that we've had to hone because that's what we've just had to do, is what it really feels like. And I'm wondering here is like, and that's what I'm feeling for Miss Gypsy too. It's like she's gonna like, and like I think the rest of the family. It's like it's been a survival mode. It's like we've had to do what we've had to do to just survive on a day to day. This hasn't ever been a. This hasn't been like, oh, we're trying to do this to like con people out of their hard-earned everything because we want to be rich. It's like, no, we're just trying to survive, and if we have to rob Peter to pay Paul to save our own skins, like that's what we have to do, because that's how at the end of the day we have some food on the table to at least feed ourselves. Do I think it's right? No. Do I see this as just a tactic that people have used to just survive? Yes. And it's sad that in America that's what has to be done in some cases, and this has to be passed down. So, I want to see, is Gypsy, knowing with Gypsy, is she able to, or will she be able to maybe break this curse? Or I think this thought pattern of survival mode. I think that's a pretty fair question. Will she be able to kind of pull herself out of these patterns that have kind of, I think, been passed down or plagued the family for generations? Where it's like, you can't rely on your own emotions because emotions don't put food on the table. Will Gypsy be able to? I don't know if in the current energy that she's in, I do feel like this is, it's very difficult to break these cycles. As I feel like it's still here. It definitely feels in the current energy that she's in. It takes a little bit of work to, I think, get out of them. With the Tower here, I feel like to kind of get out of like these survival tactics or modes and not having them passed down, I feel like it's going to take some like a huge effort, but also like an act of like nature or like or an act from the universe to kind of say, enough is enough. We're breaking you out of this, and we're not letting this cycle continue. It stops with you, but it takes a tremendous amount of effort, and it takes a lot of reflection. And I think she's just not currently in that energy right now. And that's what I'm feeling for myself. Like what I'm feeling or seeing, and this is alleged for entertainment purposes, only my opinion. So do I feel that Gypsy's still in survival mode? 100%. And is she going to use the tools that she's been taught from her family members? Most likely. Do I see her being able to break out of these? Yes. But in the current energy that she's in, no. I think it's going to take a lot of therapy. It's going to take a lot of self-reflection. It'll take conversations with old family members. It's going to take a lot of forgiveness that I don't think that she's ready to give out. Because I think there's still a lot of hurt, resentment, and we're still in survival mode, not wanting to live life to beyond expectation mode. That's what I see right now. Okay, and then I just want to ask one last question about Miss Gypsy and her husband, and I just want to see what that relationship is. I know we had the Two of Cups before reversed, but I just want to take a quick look at their relationship and see, because I think there was some theories going on online that like, oh, that husband of hers, he's like not that good, or like people were going after him, and then she was like defending him, and I'm like, okay, I want to take a look at just a little bit of their what's going on there, and then we'll kind of end the reading there. Okay, so without further ado, we'll put Gypsy, her husband, and the relationship between. Okay. So for these two, so we have Gypsy. She's currently with her family. I think she has some people that she's close with. Other times, I don't think she wants to have anything to do with them. I think she finds them utterly and horrendously just bad people. Allegedly for entertainment purposes only. I'm not saying all, I'm just saying some. I don't also think that she's just like, I want to get away from this. I don't want to deal with this. I want to kind of go out and be my own person. Her husband over here is the Emperor upright. He is all about this being very, this divine masculine. A very sturdy, steady person in her life that kind of takes care of things around the house and takes care of her, which I think she has been looking for. Am I mad about this? No. Do I feel like she's in a good place for a relationship? No. Do I feel like this is one of the best people for her? Do I feel like he's a good stepping stone for her to feel to like get into her divine feminine? Yes. Do I feel like he's a steady rock that can help take care of her? 100%. Do I feel like this is an individual that's really... Do I feel like this is a person that could be like her dad, or is he her daddy? It could go either way, and I don't know if that's the healthiest like dynamic that he could be giving off, or like from his side. Between the two of them though, we do have the High Priestess, so I do feel like this is a really good relationship for her. Or like between the two of them, it feels very, very balanced. It feels like they're both on the same wavelength. And I do feel like the relationship that they do have, like, does a very good job of balancing the divine feminine, the divine masculine, and I think allows both of them to kind of figure themselves out a little bit, or like fulfill different things that they might be lacking in other parts of their life. So with Gypsy, it's like trying to allegedly, in my opinion, like, oh, I'm finding home, I'm like redefining what family looks like for, like, I'm feeling safe and secure, even though like it might not be the best sense of security, but it could be some sense of security here. With her husband, I'm wondering, allegedly conspiracy, whatever, it's like he might not feel so much in control in other aspects of her life, but within this relationship, he feels like the man, and he's able to take care of and be a provider and a leader to Gypsy. So when it comes to a relationship, I'm not mad at it. I see it as a long-term thing. If in my personal advice, I think there's a lot that needs to be done and a lot that needs to be figured out. But I'm not mad at the relationship. Okay, I'm just gonna pull some cards now, just some extra things here, and then we will end the reading. And I just need one. Okay, so for Miss Gypsy over here, we have, goodness gracious, I know y'all want to come out, but you don't need to be like this. Okay, we have Snooze Fest. Talks about mindless things with minimal substance. Superficial conversationalist. Does not think outside the box. Complains about the same old, same old. So for her, I think when it comes to this relationship, it's like she's trying to figure out new things, and it's like a broken record player sometimes, potentially, allegedly, when it comes to being like blah 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 blah, and it's like, go talk to a therapist, we can go help and move past all these things, then we don't need to repeat them, we can find new things. Okay, and then for him, we have stuck in the past, remains stagnant and refuses to change. Uses past situations and or people as an excuse to not change or be open. So for him, with the Emperor, it does feel that he has some, maybe like an old relationship or an old ex, that potentially kind of led him to being with Gypsy, and it's something that he's not stuck on. Like, yes, kind of stuck on, but also I think he uses to like compare his relationship now, where he's like, I didn't feel like the man now then, but not like I feel like the man now. And it's kind of like a little bit of an unhealthy obsession. Is kind of what I'm getting here. All alleged though. Okay, and then in between them, stirs the pot. Allows the opinions of others to dictate how they feel and when they need to do and what they need or what they want to do, dependent on others, needs outside gratification and approval. So for the both of them, I do feel that the comments online do get to them a little bit more than what probably they say, especially when it comes to their relationship. So just be kind. Please be kind. You don't know everything that goes on between the two of them. And, like, just let them like live their life. Both of them will make mistakes. Gypsy's gonna make mistakes, her husband's gonna make mistakes, and we don't know what's going on. But I do feel that things get stirred around. Things aren't always happy hunky-dory, as most relationships are. So it's how are they working through them. And it's like some people, like, okay, sure, you're trying to be happy and you post your relationship online, but you know, like, we as an internet community don't need to like poke and prod at everything that we see in front of us. So just don't stir the pot, man. It's not worth it. Let them figure out what they need to figure out, and then they can move on from there. And we as an audience don't need to add more stress to that. Okay, so with that, that's all I have. Thank you guys so much for watching. I appreciate everyone who's going to leave a like on this video or subscribe. So thank you so very much for watching, and I hope you have a great day or night wherever you are, and I hope to see you in the next one. Bye!